Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another episode, the House of Moody Vintage podcast. This is episode 34. I'm feeling good, looking good. You know, it's always a plus, it's always a good in a time of uncertainty. I like to stay positive. I had a great weekend. Back to back, having fun, having plenty of drinks, with the usual suspects, some old friends, and of course also met a few new ones. We're just gonna keep that at that. It's actually been quite a great week, I would say, to be honest. I mean, apart from like the usual work issues and I'm not gonna call them complaints. Let me just say, I get exhausted. Okay, I get exhausted, and of course, what led into this week, and it's a good start to it. I've got my friend over. She's staying over, at my place, so we're having a lot of fun. Feeling like teenagers again, kind of thing. Just literally just the other night, we were laughing our asses off until 5 a.m. Like we totally had no clue, no idea what time it was, and we were just being dumb. Like we were being stupid, laughing our asses off, joking, and just being silly. And it's fantastic. It's a good feeling when you can actually sort of, dig deep down inside and bring out that youth when you used to be like a freaking, a kid and saying stupid shit and laughing about stupid stuff. It was fun. It's quite fun, when you're no longer 17 anymore. You know what I mean? It's like fast forward 20 years, but you still got that kid in you. And that's always good. It's always important. And I think hopefully you guys are able to do the same, because I was able to do that. So, just a great week. It's still going good, the fun side of things. I know I got work again, but, I'm just trying to blocking that out. I'm just blocking that goddamn thing out. Another really, really good close friend of mine, Raba, is in town. The Raba Khan, okay, is in town. He's in Bangkok for the first time in my city. So I spent some quality time with her as well. So shout out to Raba, I love you. And like I said, it was just back to back days, or Friday and Saturday. My neighbors are, I don't know, they're like pinning something on the wall right now. So if you hear a little knocking in the background, that's probably them. I apologize. This is of course my own makeshift studio. So apologies for the noise. My friend's behaving, so you can't hear her. A lot quieter than my neighbors, that's for sure. And then of course Sunday, what Sunday was, guys. It was the season finale of House of the Dragon, right? Season finale. Everyone crazy. It actually had the highest viewership on HBO, I think since the last Game of Thrones. So that's a pretty big fucking deal. Pretty big fucking deal. And it was I thought it was a great finale. I really did think it was a great finale. I think a lot of folks probably expected a bit more because it was the penultimate episode was really, really good. And maybe it was something similar. It was going to be probably more, I don't know, chaotic, probably more bloodshed. Who knows? But I personally liked it. We're going to get into that later, of course. Before we get into the other topics of today. So apart from the usual updates in my life, old friends and new friends, wink, wink. We're not going to get into that today. But I wanted to touch on a couple of things, as usual, as we do in the first half of the episode here. The whole, actually, I don't want to get too into it because I think I'm just tired of it now. The whole Kanye thing. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. The whole Kanye thing and the anti-Semitism and White Lives Matter and all that crap. He's doing things to get attention, or, he could seriously be mentally ill and he needs help. There's no joke about that. I know we make memes and have fun, like I've said before, many, many times before, but sometimes, it's a cry for help. It's a cry for help. And he's surrounded by yes men, of course. And I heard that. Thank you. Sorry. That was my friend. Did you? Okay. Anyways, moving on here. That was the first disturbance, which I'm totally fine with, because at least it's not my neighbors fucking in the background. Okay. So appreciate that. Anyways, so moving on. Like I said, the whole Kanye thing, right? To me personally, like I said, he's surrounded by yes men, and he's just not getting help. You can't really help somebody who isn't willing to do that for himself. So it's he's losing his contracts with, or partnerships with Balenciaga and Adidas and all this stuff. So what else? What do you think what was gonna happen? Just because he's some famous rich dude, get away with stuff, and just act all wild, which is, it's not something you can get away with for, how much, right? You can only do so much until companies who have a reputation don't want to, they don't want you to fuck with their money. So there's the door. That's what happens. So that's that. Kanye, and this is also something very interesting, I think, that Andrew Schultz actually was talking about the other day. Charlemagne the God first said that he is so obsessed with just trying to satisfy white people, try to get validation from white folks, which to a certain degree, I kind of agree. And it seems that way. He'll do that to not just to make a fool out of himself and get the attention, but somehow he just wants to be accepted, get validated by white folks. I don't know what it is. So there's probably a deeper psychological situation there that I'm not going to get into. But and then Andrew Schultz, of course, he said that a lot of people like to make him out like a genius, like a musical genius, right? So he gets away with this stuff, this madness things. He's off his meds, and it makes him, perform better, to create. And I love his music. I love his older music, but I will be 100% honest with you. I haven't vibed with Kanye West in a very long time, since his earlier, years of his life. So, yes, and that's how it's always been. Girl, what are you doing? What's happening in there? I can hear you. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Moving on. I'm keeping that in. Fuck it. We're going live. So sorry about that. I might have just popped a few ears there. Apologies. Or unless you're watching on YouTube, it's perfectly fine. So yeah, that's that. I think it's a good, perfect transition to get into something, because the person who's making noise in the background, she got me to watch Love Is Blind on Netflix. And let me tell you something. Okay? I'm not a big fan of reality TV. Okay, the only real reality, quote unquote reality television I probably watch is Bling Empire, right? Which is also on Netflix. Anyway, so Love Is Blind. It's like season 3. I've never watched an episode of my life. The only time I actually watch a reality TV series or whatever is when I'm with my friends. They're like, let's watch something stupid or dumb, and they like it. It's entertaining for them. It just doesn't work for me. And I'll watch it, and then it's actually more fun to watch it with friends, because you get to commentate, right? You're making fun of these people, and just commentating, play by play, like it's a freaking sporting event, right? So, and I knew I had a hint of what Love Is Blind, the concept is, and it's basically, it's a South Asian culture, okay? South Asian culture, that's what Love Is Blind is. And it's basically, you've got your group of guys, you got your group of girls, and they go on these little, quote unquote blind dates, but there's a barrier in between them, so neither of them know what the other person looks like, and all you get to go, by, or however you want to judge someone, is simply just having a conversation, finding out what they're about. And that's the whole concept, right? And that's how basically that's how things, when you get into an arranged marriage, right? The only reason people are on this show is they want to find true love, they want to get married or whatever. And as it progresses, episode by episode, right? They have to make a decision, and they have to propose, and the other person has to say yes or no, or whatever. And then from there they take the couples and move on to the next stage. They live together, so on. And you just find out which couple comes out, as a positive way or negative, whatever. Some of them break up, whatever. It's natural, of course. And they find out that even though they might have connected, behind a barrier, but in person, living with this individual, actually seeing this person, it's a whole different ball game, right? And that's what we do in South Asia, my guy. Like, that's what we do. We don't know this person, virtually we don't know this person, right? And we've been doing this shit for fucking centuries. It's not nothing new, I would never ever get an arranged marriage. I was always against the arranged marriage. Now, some people, it works for them, great for them. I'm not knocking on it. I'm just saying it's not something that I could do, like getting an arranged marriage. That's crazy, right? Or even going on a blind date. Like, I gotta know you. Like, I gotta get to know you. Like, my process is like getting to know you beforehand. Starting off as friends, maybe. Not like friend zone kind of thing, but starting off friendly, okay, not being friends or whatever. Starting off friendly, she's an acquaintance, you get to know her, you talk to her, you flirt with her. I'm just giving you my process, which it's very fresh right now in my head, but I'm not gonna go there. Anyways, so that's my process, and I just couldn't do it. But to me, these reality shows, of course, they're not all like reality, right? The producers do certain things to make it more entertaining for entertainment's sake. And another interesting fact here is, as far as I know from my friend, the guys are in their like early to mid 20s, right? And there's like maybe a couple who are like in their late 20s. And the girls are in their late 20s well into their 30s. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe the generation's different now. I guess younger guys are just prepared to, jump in the deep end, which is totally different from, my generation, right? I mean, I know a lot of people. Yes, of course, I've got friends who are married. They got kids. But I also have friends who are fucking single, like still single. The person that's talking on this goddamn podcast is still very single. So I don't know, our perception of or approach to marriage is so different, and it's also something that I mentioned the other day about how it's a bit strange for my father because he got married really young, and by the time he was 37, right, my age, I was a kid. I was probably in elementary school, I think. So yeah, well, I was a teenager. Was a teenager? I don't want to like jump this gun there. I was probably a preteen by the time he was 37. Anyways, so everything is like being delayed in his eyes. You know what I mean? And I get it. When you get older, you have your kids, and you want your kids to settle down, have their kids, and so they can have grandchildren and things like that. So I get it. It's it's a whole familial thing, and it's human nature, whatever, reproduce and all that, jazz. But now, Xennials or millennials, I'm a Xennial, but millennials as well, we have that like we just want to focus on ourselves kind of thing, rather than live our lives for someone else or because of someone else. Like, yes, of course we love our parents, we want to take care of them, of course, but we want to also live our lives. And I still to this day have that tug of war with myself because I have that old school sort of like I got to take care of my father. That's there's no two ways about that. I got to be there for him. But at the same time, like, I got to breathe too, like I got to live my life for myself. So, it changes. Sometimes I feel like maybe we shouldn't throw out, make a general statement or make a blanket statement and say that maybe it's a generational thing, but maybe it's not, maybe that has a little to do with it. But I think also everyone's different, right? And we all come from different backgrounds and different situations. So everyone's kind of like it's like a toss up, you never know which path you're taking, which path you're going to go. So that's not something that I would ever, we joked about it, actually trying to, if we could actually be a contestant on the show, Love is Blind, I'd probably do it just to like, I don't know, entertainment purpose or just like out of curiosity, but there are certain individuals on the show like fucking Colleen, right? There's this girl, Colleen. Sweet girl. Sweet girl. I mean, she's a ballet dancer. She keeps telling everybody she's a fucking ballet dancer. Yes, we know, Colleen, you're a ballet dancer. Okay? Pretty girl, very pretty, the girl next door kind of thing, kind of vibes. She complains a lot. Clearly there's a lot of insecurities there. She doesn't like rejection, she's not used to it. I feel like she's not used to it. There's another girl there who has a few issues, and probably someone I would be attracted to and like try to hit up, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of characters on this show that I think a lot of people would relate in the sense that you probably know somebody like this in your life, in real life, whether it's your friends or someone you might have been attracted to. But what I couldn't really process is that them trying to make this decision, right? Like, how do you come to that decision where you're going to get on this reality TV show and then you're going to try to meet the love of your life? I mean, yeah, why not? If they've tried everything else. But I'm talking about the guys who are in their mid-20s. Like, you really haven't experienced life, my friend. You might have experienced a lot, but I mean, there's so much more to experience. You're not going to experience everything in this world, right? So it's perplexing. I get the women. Women totally make sense. They're in their late 20s, their 30s. They want to have kids. I get that. That's part of it. Or they want to have family. They want to get married. They want to settle down. I understand that. And they're mature. They know what they want, kind of thing. So that's not an issue. The guys, I'm a little perplexed. I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's a generational thing. Maybe it's different now. Or maybe those guys are different. I don't know. But Colleen, no, I'm just giving her shit. Colleen's cute, but she'd be making decisions out of desperation. So kids, let's not do that. All I'm saying is that Love is Blind is basically the South Asian culture. Okay, us brown folks have been doing this for centuries. Okay, not knowing who this person is, your parents, your family setting you up, and you talk to the person, you don't know who they are, you get married to this person. It's a fucking 50-50 toss-up. You know what the fuck is going to happen, right? You get married, this person might be just fucking a spawn from hell. You know what I mean? Or this person could be a complete fairy tale. And the person ends up being in love of your life and you get kids and happily ever after, Or multiple divorces. Who knows? You don't know. So either way, I can't really judge those folks who go on the reality TV shows, on a show like Love is Blind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you've tried all of the things and it hasn't worked out, why the fuck not? This of course has a very low chance of actually working out, but I think it's just too soon. What if you do get married, right? Say you say yes to the proposal, you get married, and then you spend like, say, a couple of months together, you're married, whatever, and then you get a divorce because it just hasn't worked out, because the honeymoon period's over, it's done, and you're divorced. Why, or you could just not get married. How about that? Just be with somebody, have like a partner, like a legal partner or whatever, and just, not get married unless you have obligations to your family. Do what you got to do, right? That's all I feel about that. Anyways, with that said, we're going to move on to the next segment of the podcast. Let's talk about what happened in the house of the dragon, okay? Poor kid, man, Luke. I think all of our hearts go to Luke, the youngling, the baby who was set out on, on the order of the queen, and they kind of, it was kind of their duty kind of thing, They had to go out there, and, he went off to freaking, to Baratheon, which is Storm's End, right? Goes to Storm's End, and there's fucking Vagar, like, Godzilla looking like motherfucker in the background. And, that was a tense scene. I think one of the best things about this season, the way they've gone about it, is not just the writing, not just the performances. Of course, the performances have been fantastic, but the direction has been so suspenseful and thrilling in every episode. it's crazy, the suspense on it. And of course, this episode we also saw something that was, not so, it was graphic, but not in a distasteful way. It made sense to the narratives. It made sense to the story. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about her, the unfortunate stillbirth of Rhaenyra. Her the baby died, and she also showed how much of a badass she was, like how fucking strong she was to not want assistance in that situation, that very bloody situation. It's crazy. We saw a lot of extremes in this, and we also saw Daemon Targaryen being a motherfucking asshole again. He hasn't changed, okay? It seems like there are certain triggers that gets Daemon in a certain mood. Because let me tell you something. You gonna put your hands on a woman like that, boy? Do not put your And of course, right at the end of the episode, Rhaenyra does that turn to the camera, and hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, right? And a mother scorned. So she lost a kid. So, and of course, some other motherfuckers are taking the throne when she was promised the throne, right? She's the heir to the throne. And I don't know. I don't know spoilers to further seasons, but there's going to be a lot of, backstabbing, turning sides, from green to black, black to green, so on. So look out for that. I think that's sort of like a kind of a given, of how things happen. I mean, it is Westeros, of course. Shit happens all the time. Crazy ass mofos. But again, Rhaenyra, what a performance, by the way, by Eve. Sorry, not Eve Best. What a performance by Emma Darcy. She's been amazing, and this episode particularly was just amazing, wonderful. To see their side of it as well is fantastic, and I think she stole the show in this one. And again, the suspense has been fantastic, just amazing. Just left us speechless. So many not necessarily twists, but turns. Yes, something you wouldn't expect, but that's House of the Dragon. That's the whole Game of Thrones signature, right? So that was what a wonderful episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Fantastic. And I also saw Black Adam. I saw Black Adam last week, Wednesday, second show IMAX. Black Adam was fun. It was fun. It was like, it's The Rock, right? It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. It's not something that, you're going to, let's be honest, it wasn't a great movie. It was entertaining. And it's something that I actually quite agree with a lot of film pundits and critics were saying that, it's like a 90s movie. It's like a 90s action movie, and that's how it felt. With, of course, advanced CGI and all that stuff. Wonderful. The characters are great. I think the characters were great. I thought it was poorly written. Direction wasn't that great. The characters were great. And some of the performances, of course, The Rock's The Rock. And of course, the cameo, the end credit scene cameo, which I was basically looking forward to. I'm not going to lie to you. That was probably that was on the top of the list. I just wanted to see him. I'm not going to put any, you guys already know, but I just for the sake of, spoilers, I'm not going to say who, but that's the only reason that was my number one reason. Of course I was going to enjoy it because it's The Rock, it's Black Adam, it's the first time we're seeing him in, live action, and the whole, history behind the whole Shazam and the wizards and, so on and so on. So that was fun. It was fun, but that's all. Let's leave it at that. It's not a great movie. It's not a great film, but I would actually just recommend it simply because it's entertaining. It's just a fun movie. It's something that I would actually probably see again, maybe. I wouldn't actually see it, but if it was like on HBO or something, which it will be soon. I'd probably click it on if I have nothing else to watch, which is very difficult to watch something again, especially nowadays, with freaking podcasts and streaming services. I've got them all, whether it's Apple or uh, Disney Plus or Netflix and so on and so on. So whatever it is, it's there. It's very difficult to get that content. It's really hard. Anyways, yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up. That's gonna wrap it up here. A wonderful season finale of House of the Dragon. I know it's a nice little cliffhanger, but we're gonna have to wait until maybe 2 years. I don't know. What it's HBO. They're gonna fill in something in between, something we're gonna be watching for like 8 or 10 weeks, and that'll fill the time, right? It's HBO. Trust in HBO. Have faith in them. They have a long, long record of a wonderful reputation of amazing projects on HBO, whether it's documentaries or, of course, our favorite TV shows, right? So looking forward to that, to see what season 2 brings. It's going to be even more chaos, of course. We're going to go up north, in Winterfell and all the other houses, of course. So looking forward to that, seeing how that unravels, right? And but yeah, we're gonna have to it takes time, man. It's quality television. It's amazing quality television. Very expensive as well. Same thing with Rings of Power. It's that's gonna take a couple of years as well. Ridiculously expensive shows as they are, it takes some time. It's even though like 10 episodes, which you're virtually watching a movie every week, so that's 10 hours. We're looking at 10 hours. And that's going to take some time to, produce and create. So great on them. But by far, I think House of the Dragon is probably my favorite show so far in the year. Andor is still going, of course, which is going fantastic. I think that's probably the best written television show this year, in my opinion. And this, a lot more. We're going into the tail end of 2022. It's fall season, so you're going to see a lot more content when it comes to television, of course, and movies and such. So looking forward to that. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be wonderful. I'm hot right now, bro. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm real hot, but I will say this. I just wanted to close up with this. This weekend was quite special. Okay, listen to me very carefully. It's quite special because it was spent with very special people who I haven't seen in a while, of course. And even yesterday, the past few days have been exceptional, and I am incredibly grateful. Okay, not just for my listeners, of course, and folks who are watching at home. You're watching this at home. It's fantastic. But I'm gonna be real with you. I feel rejuvenated. I'm not gonna lie. Certain things the universe just throws out there you don't expect. Sometimes bad, sometimes it's good. You take the good though. You take the good, because let me tell you something. Look at me right now. Your boy still got it. Still got it. Hey, still got it. Hey, look at me. Look. Yeah, you can't see that on audio, but you can see that on video, okay? So, hey, look at me. I'm winking at the camera now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, your boy still got it. You know what I'm saying? Boy still got it. All right. That's enough. Anyways, until next time, guys, I'll see you next week. It's great. I love doing this podcast. Just all these thoughts in my mind, put it together, put it on Spotify, put it on Apple Podcasts. And I know you guys are listening, and hopefully you're subscribed there and following me there. And of course on YouTube, like and share as usual, and subscribe. That helps a brother out. Get that out there. Appreciate the help. So until then, please take care of yourselves and treat yourselves. All right? And I'm out of here. Peace.